So, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are excited about this remedy and very interesting case I'm going to share. And as I mentioned in my Insta live, that we are going to study this remedy from all the aspects. The more holistically we study the remedies, more it will be helpful for our understanding, and then we will be able to see that in our patients. Okay, so I'll go ahead and share my screen. Okay, so Vespa Crabro. Okay, it is a remedy from the insects group of animals. So the kingdom here is the animal kingdom, and the subkingdom, we can say that this is from the insects. Okay, now this is some division of the insects as per Dr. Gandhi's chart. Okay, so if you see, as per the PEM method, the developmentally, the insect, they come in the infancy and childhood age. If you divide the insects in the elements considering water, earth and fire, then we have water insects, the prey and the predators in insects. Okay. Now, the most of the insect remedy which are there, very few are, it is proven. But we'll see whatever is available, and the remedy today which we are going to do is very interesting remedy, and it can be an eye opener for all of us if we are not using that in our practice. So as per the ages in the insects, they are divided from womb to old age. Okay, there are different classes in insects where the Vespa Crabra is part of Hymenoptera class, or the order, we can say. Okay, where our bees families, the ants are there, and Vespa belongs to this. Okay, which comes in more of a adult kind of a age in the insects. Okay, and then there are other remedies which are there like Cantharis, okay, Culex, Musca, they all belong to insects. Let's more focus on the our today's remedy. Okay, what do we see as an insect? When we see as an insect, there are the highest population, okay, of the insects. They are the most populated organisms or animals that we see. Okay, they almost represent about 3/4 of all described animal species. Okay, and we can see them in every possible habitat, from the hottest to the wettest to the coldest places of the earth. And why? Because they are the most adaptable and widely distribution that happens in insects. They can easily adapt to the environmental changes, to the changes in their body, physical, mental state. So they are the most successful group of animals. Okay, something looks like this, where they have a head, and their body is divided into thorax and abdomen, and they have legs, they have wings. The very important theme which we can see in our patients, we'll see that from themes perspective. The insects, first we will see the themes of the insects, then we go into details of the remedy. Okay, so when we say insects, how it is killed, it is something like this, no? It's such a, in one kind of a hit, and the insect can be killed. So this belongs to this short lifespan. Okay, they have, this is the important aspect when we see it in the patient. They will have, mainly the fear of death, sudden death, unpredictable kind of a death that we will be able to see. Their main focus is very basic. In that short period of time, the entire focus is very basic, like the food, reproduction, and sexuality. That is the main thing. They spend their entire life in foraging, attacking and defecting, and mating. And their issues are very simple, there's no planning, tricking, or as we see it in snakes or spiders. They will be very impulsive. They will do things as per their wish, because they feel that it is just a short life, and you live to the fullest. How do we see the insect? Constantly there is, we see, that humming, that constant activity. Have you seen any time an insect sitting and lazing? No. So it's a constant hectic activity, which they do it in, which comes from this short lifespan also. So the constantly they do something. And then there are these fears of sudden attacks or sudden violence will be seen in the patient. Sudden death, so death by suffocation, will be seen into it. And they multiply as quickly as possible. So there will be suddenness and shamelessness, sudden impulses, suddenly, urticarias, allergies, you'll be able to see. Everything they need to achieve in the short lifespan. And they will be very shameless in terms of their sexuality, impulsiveness, their moral values. They will have multiple partners, kind of, sudden impulse to show their nudity or shamelessness can come into it. They will have no inhibitions in terms of talking about sex or talking, obscene things, because their moral issues are very, very weak. Restlessness, speed, the agility, what we see in the insects is like, constantly activity. So they're impulsive, instinctive, fast, furious, and hectic. Okay. We also see that in the spiders, but how it will differ from the spiders, we'll see it in a little later. Okay. Source words, what will be source for the insects? Agility, intense pace, speed, restlessness. They constantly be on the move, running, jumping, flying. Their thoughts will be wandering, rush and flow of the thought. Suddenly they'll get one thought and then they want to do that and this and that, like that. Very hasty talk, loquacity. Then traveling, wander, desire to. Okay, except the grasshopper, which is more of a kind of a slow movement. Yeah, I would request, please keep yourself on muted so that it doesn't disturb me as well as the other participants. Molting and metamorphosis. Yeah, so nearly almost all the insect they hatch from eggs. Okay, it is mainly the insect growth is constrained by an inelastic exoskeleton, and development involves a series of molds. Okay, from eggs to larva to pupa to adult. These are the kind of stages that they go in. Okay, and they go through these stages, and that is how they adapt, and that is how they are able to be in the environment in all the kind of situations, survive in those kind of extreme situations. Okay, adult insect, if you see, they will be more talking about walking, flying, or sometimes swimming. Hmm? And the immature ones, they will, they will have more of a very initial kind of a themes, like, before the structure is formed. And they take different forms and shapes. Okay, and adaptation is something which is very, very important for them. They explore the new environment very easily. They can live in land, they can survive in water, they can move into the sky, they can live as a parasites on coast, and they kind of exist with any kind of creatures. Hmm? Even humans, birds, or anything. So the main source words, or the very important themes, could be these, complete makeover, complete change, complete dissolution of one's identity and changing the look. Okay, reborn, alternating, hibernation, cocoon. Patient can talk about these words. They can be used when they're talking about this. Throw off, slipped off, layers, inactivity, dormancy, isolation, separated, pulled in, withdrawn, retracted, makeover, completely new. Yeah. Metamorphosis, complete transformation. And I think this is the best example that I thought would be, kind of explaining the complete transformation, metamorphosis, or complete makeover and changeability that can be seen. And so sudden and very fast that we can see. Many insects are considered as a pest by humans, right? So they can be parasitic like lice and bed bugs. They can transmit diseases like mosquitoes and flies. They can damage your structures, kind of termites. Then they destroy agriculture goods like locusts and weevils come in this one. And it's kind of, pest. We say, don't bug me, they will say. We generally use these phrases. So persistently annoying. Or it can be other way around. They constantly feel annoying, irritability, kind of a personalities will be able to see. And the word to infest means what? To invade. So they're very, particular about their space. Or they can intrude into somebody else's space, just go there, do their work, and come back like that. So kind of, the cockroaches. How do? They just stealthily go into houses, take and eat whatever they see, and then they just move away. So Dr. Shankaran describes in one of his lectures one patient who needed blata, that is a remedy prepared from Indian cockroach, that I just go take the juice out and then get out. So it's kind of a behavior that we see. Parasitic behavior is also seen in some insects. And if you see, the bees, honey bees, or ants, generally they live in a society. They have a group. So group themes are also there, living together. Okay, so most of our remedy also wasp, bees, ants, they live together, very well organized colonies that they can make. And they are kind of sometimes considered a super organism because they work so relentlessly to make such a structured their nest or their colonies, right? And you social insect will nest, guard the eggs, provide the food offering to the full time. They can do this. So you can see this kind of structures or these colonies which will be seen in patients also. So there will be themes of society, group mindedness, living together, welfare of the community. They will also talk about it. Cooperativeness, mutual aid. They will talk about this. Okay. Then industry. When we see in our patients, there will be a lot of industriousness and being busy all the time. They're always on the move. And this will be in a very, very characteristic and important aspect to think about remedies of insects. Perseverance, diligence need to be occupied all the time. Keep doing, keep on working like laborers, like a robot. Hmm? So the relation between the red ants and the black ants, how they, how they, you've seen how they work, the ants, if you have seen how organizedly, continuously they are on their move, robotic kind of a behavior, very selfish and self-centered, but they can work day in and day out. Group themes are there, so they can also be, when patient is talking about mammals, also talk about the group, but their grouping in insect will be completely different, and in mammals it will be different. In mammals, what is important, that they want to belong to this group, okay, and feeling of left out or they're forsaken if they are not the part of the group. But in insect, more because they are together to form, do some work, or to be together to do kind of some structure, or to kind of a work, and it's kind of part of the machinery. So one of them say the task is not done or allotted, then the whole machinery can fail. This kind of a situation, if it is there, then we can think of more of a insect remedy. Okay. Then what is the attack and defense mechanism? So what do we see? They are very soft bodied, very fragile, almost defenseless, right? As compared to the other life forms that they have. So their mechanism is of to sting or to bite, and the venoms are some of the mechanisms they are used by insects. Hmm? Other mechanism can be quick escape, fleeing, hiding, mimicking, pretending, camouflage, playing dead. That can be also one form of their defense. Hmm? So the word suggesting these things will be stinging, burning, smarting pains, biting. So we see these our remedies are such a good remedies. Apis, then Cantharis, our Vespa uh, is also very good remedies for the urticaria, the skin complaints basically. Then this mutualism, that they always work in together with the environment, say flowers and insect, they play a lot of role together. Because of that, the plants are also getting help, and the insects are also getting lived or fed on this. And then there is a possibility of cross pollination, which is there, which help for the evolutionary fitness, right? Then there will be a lot of duality that we can see, because there is this constant changeability, constant transformation. This duality can be there. So patient with two strain of thoughts going parallelly with each other, which are not compatible at all, and because of that there can be state of confusion, restlessness, and anxiety, because there's so much is going on inside. Confusion of sexual identity also can be there because of the duality. There can be more of materialistic, so strong attachment to the material world, possession, desire for money, we can see in patients, fear of poverty, desire to do of things which are of value, okay, overspending, kind of luxury living, squandering money, and validation through the material position. So this aspect will also be able to see in the insects. Then sexuality. This is the very, very important theme of insects, because they are more basic, more primal, as we were talking about food, sex. These are the very important things for them. So high impulsive sexuality, high sexual drive. They can have dreams which are related to sex. Their talks can be more of obscene kind of language they can use. Sexual perversions we can see, because there is a lot of changeability, transformation, metamorphosis. So perversions as well as sexual confusion can also be there. So these issues can be very well dealt with insect remedies. promiscuity. They will not just have one partner, they can have multiple partners, as per the sexuality is concerned. Yeah, and they cannot like wait for this our their sexual drive to get fulfilled. They want it immediately. Very important for them is appearance. How do they look? How do they appear? And very vibrant, how do we see them, like the beetles and bees and all, very attractive colors they wear, good quality, fine, colorful clothing, shiny, glittery things that they will want, stripes or spots, desire to wear makeups and mimic others, like look like somebody, and strong focus on their very uh, like issues like hair complaints or height, that they want to do something but just increase my height, or they are obsessed with the hair complaints, so alopecia, baldness, or hair loss, they all can be very well treated with the and with the insect remedies, and they're kind of very obsessive about it. Other things what we can see, that they can be see in the webs and tunnels, they can create cracks, so all these can be present in the remedy or when patients are talking. The sense of smell and beautiful colors, so attraction towards flowers, fragrance, you can see sucking, drawing, chewing, voracious kind of appetite is also seen in these patients. Flying is also, important feature about the insects. And predominance of allergic manifestation, urticaria. And where we see this miasm, constant, restless, hectic speed. So, tubercular, most of the remedies have. And we use insects a lot for honey, wax, silk, yeah, since so many years that is being used. Now, what I did is find out some rubrics which are in the repertory where at least three insect remedies are present. What are those rubrics? So this will give you an retrospective study of the themes of the insects through repertory. So this is anger, irascibility, violent, busy, cheerfulness, playfulness, very enthusiastic, and alternating with sadness. Difficult concentration because so much of thoughts, studying wine, delirium loquacious, destructiveness, dreams which are amorous, dreams angry, dreams of water, so they are very scared of water, wild kind of a dreams, heatless, careless, more of a kind of a behavior where they don't want to take a responsibilities, and very kind of um, carefree kind of attitude. Hydrophobia, lasciviousness, lustfulness, muttering, shrieking, screaming, shouting. Good remedy for unconsciousness, uh, or coma during fever, or general syncope, also a good remedy. And then these are some classes or orders in the insects, okay, where there are bees family, there are beetle family where cantharis belong, and then ant family where there our formica rufa is the remedy which is there. Okay, bees family, it is mainly at very very jealous. No, we know apis is very important remedy for jealousy, dominancy. Queen bees are there. Female communities there. The mothers of all drones, worker, very dominating. They are very hurried, industrious, fine organizers. They can be very good delegators, managers. For them also, community is important. And beetle in cantharis what is very raw, but delicate, vulnerable, pull in, contract. Ants, the Formica rufa, in that mainly their work hierarchy is important, the workers and the slaves. Quality of going on and on and on, over and over again, same routine things that they keep doing. Just keep working. Hmm? I simply have to keep moving from here to there and keep doing something again and again. This will be seen in more of a ants patient. Life is boring, no interest, no adventure, enjoyment, full thrill, nothing will be there. So more of earth and fire will be in the ants remedy. Hmm? Angry for some time, but behavior will be very robotic. Right? Now we'll see a case and then study this remedy little bit in terms of his the themes and the other aspects, so that it is very easily understood. So we know now this is a case for Vespa, right? With this case you'll be able to see what are the themes in Vespa. We studied all the themes of the insect, more or less they will be there, and what are the different about the Vespa. So this is a case of anxiety, social phobia, and ADD. Okay, so 17-year-old boy. He came with the parents uh, and with his father, and he said to his father, "Now you wait outside. I will only talk to the doctor." Okay, and he gave us this history, very nice history that he could give. So the complaints were difficulty in concentration was his main thing when he was studying, when he was reading. That time suddenly he'll get some other thought and he cannot concentrate. We saw that in the rubrics, right? Difficulty in concentration, where insect remedies. Social anxiety. He's unable to make decision and severe constipation and some vague pains that he gets. So asked him about himself. He says, I am someone who likes to be in my own space. I get nervous while talking to strangers. I'm very distracted in the study. I'm very restless. I keep on changing my position when I'm sitting, or keep on changing my subjects what I'm reading, but I'm unable to concentrate. I have lot of distractions. Somebody comes in the room, I'll get distracted. I will not be completely focused. So this is difficulty in concentration is very important because there's so much in the head that is going on. Hmm? Then I'm very short tempered as a person, and I change my mind a lot frequently. So this, you see, changeability. Okay, lot of this thought, that thought, and that becomes impulsiveness, unable to take a decision and unable to focus on anything. So what do we see this here? Kind of a restless energy, right? Where there is lot of distraction and lot of things that are happening in the mind. So we have kind of a tubercular kind of a pace that we see, right? Okay. Then I have some body ache. Without reason, I will get some pains and aches in my body. And many times, actually I have also bluffed about it because I don't want to study, or just to get rid of what my parents want to say, I'll be just saying that. And mostly this body ache is on my right hand. And pain also, keeps on moving. One time it is here, one time it is there. And there is this burning sensation at the center of my chest. And that happened more when I'm very anxious. That time the chest becomes like very heavy, and also some burning happen. I stress a lot. I feel those butterflies in my stomach, and then I get very panic. In the center of my chest, just below the diaphragm, I get these butterflies, and I get this certain kind of a pain. When I concentrate on this part, then the pain goes. But when I don't concentrate, then it again comes back. And my other complaints also come back when I'm stressed. And the important complaint is the anxiety. And I'm feeling nervous almost all the time. Right now, also, when I'm talking to you, I'm very nervous. I'm very nervous to talk to anybody, my parent, except my parents and friend, my best friend. I'm like anybody, I'm very nervous. I can talk to only boys very free, but girls I cannot talk. And then he has this severe constipation kind of a symptom which he goes frequently, but then he is unable to pass. Maybe you have to go twice, thrice in a day, like that keeps happening. And then he explained this kind of a sensation which is pulled in, pulling apart kind of sensation, where um, sometime when he's stressed, or sometime when he's scared, or when very anxious, that time he feels that it's kind of a chills that they feel throughout the body. So kind of you know very nervous related kind of different kind of sensation that we can see in this insect remedies. And so he's planning to go for further studies. So that time, whenever that thought comes, he feels that kind of a sensation. He's very scared. I don't want to leave my parents and go. And how will I feel? Kind of lot of anxiety about future that he has. And unpredictable things, like some months ago I went for cycling with my friends at night, and next day I heard there were these gunshots. So when I think about it, I get very hard to breathe, unable to breathe, like when you wear a mask, and it's very suffocating at that time, and I'm very panicking or anxious, and I feel that more at the center of my chest. So what do we see here? It's kind of a panic situation, no? Where there is um, suddenly something is happening and giving some kind of a sensation in the body. So very jerky kind of a reaction. Then the fears. So he has fear of darkness. So 2 3 years ago he had kind of very severe anxiety, in that the fear was that somebody is coming behind me, someone will grab me with a knife. And I when I'm very quiet or secluded place, I get these kinds of fears. Water is a very important fear in insect remedy, and also in this remedy. Swimming pool, I'm okay if I have a support. I can't use floaters all the time, so I have a fear of drowning. I like going to the beaches, but not in the water. So what do we see? Someone is coming behind me. Somebody will attack me. Somebody will stab me. This is a kind of a language where we can see about the animal language. So we see animal language. We see kind of restlessness energy, tubercular pace, hectic pace, the anxiety, panic of the insects. Right? I don't like making everyone my friends. Social kind of a situation is not very good at it. Can't talk much. In my circle, I have certain friends, and to them only I talk. I don't talk to the girls at all, because I feel the girls are the troublemakers, and they are causing the problems. So this is a kind of a sensation that they're the troublemakers, constantly annoyed by them. Hmm? And why do in college he's also very very cautious and alert, because he feels you can only find friends who are opportunistic, no, matlabi hote hain. They will talk only when they want some work from you. And this is a kind of his feeling about the other people, or about the friends that he. I get very irritated with such people. So what do we see here? Some more animal thing, right? Somebody is doing something to him, he's getting irritated because of somebody, they're causing a problem or creating an issues. Troublemakers is a very interesting word, right? Which is not there, which is very important to this group of remedies. Because they are like that. And then I'm very jealous about my sister. She gets everything what she asks for, but I don't get what I ask for. So again, the animal language jealousy that we see. And then told something about cousin, that he has issue. He had a good relation, but there are certain things which he knows about the secrets, and kind of he wants to maintain the kind of a relationship with the family, so that family bonding is there. And those were kind of very, whatever he spoke were all the at the factual level, with no emotions on the face, no expressions. This is kind of when you're talking about the family, you can, he was just bland and very at a factual level to talk about this without any kind of emotion, very primal, very basic. He has issues of anger, very angry, and this comes in this remedy a lot. Very high kind of a anger which is there, ailments from anger will be there also in this. So I feel like smashing some. So see, these words smashing is also related to the insects. How do we smash them? No, like that. And then in anger I punch on the wall, especially if someone is denying me something. So the criticism, they are very sensitive to. And then if I've done something wrong, then I get angry on myself also. I can hurt myself too. So smashing, punching, hurting oneself is seen here. Then we ask him, what if someone purposely hurt you? Because at this level, when we were taking the case, we understood that, all these aspects, what we have seen in the case. But how is the reaction? What is the response to it? So earlier I used to forgive those things, but now I don't. If my elders scold me unnecessarily, my throat gets very heavy and heavy. I'll get very angry and I can't control that. I will just burst out. So very impulsive kind of thing. Hmm? So no control, impulsive that is again related to the insects. Then I like these games. So these kinds of PUBGs and all, I really like. And the most, favorite game of his in the PUBG is playing with guns, some kind of striking. That is it. Then um, the cars. So in the games also he will choose a cars which are which look sporty, which look nice. I like BMW a lot. It's kind of materialistic way that we were seeing this themes. I mostly creates luxury vehicles in the games also that he will see. The shape of the car, the perfection in the shape and the sharpness of its headlight. So you see kind of a structured and the refinement kind of his work, the perfection that we see here. And I really like dark colors, black, purple, dark blue. I really like them. So we are getting some kind of animal. We're talking more of invertebrate with the qualities of insect that we are seeing, right? With all these things, are we clear? Any doubts here? Okay, if you have any doubts, you can write in the chat. Okay. Then about the sleep. So he's, he can't sleep alone because night is something that he gets aggravated, and he likes to be, very like who owns his own space, but because of the fear is unable to kind of sleep alone. And then I feel when he's sleeping alone, he feel that I'm falling from a height, but I'm not getting sleep. The eyes feel lot of heavy and my hands go numb when I sleep. And when I put my hands on my chest, they also go very numb, as if, so this is kind of a very important thing, as if the insects are crumbling onto me. You see the language that he's talking, just in the sleep that he's saying some insects are crumbling onto me. It's a kind of a manifestation of his mental imagination and perception, but also physically expressing it, right? Because they have a lot of these stinging, burning, crumbling kind of pain in insect remedies. So we find out the language that patient is talking about. Okay. So word insect, crumbling, right? It is not a human specific, right? This is something non-human specific. So we can talk about that, and which is also related to this class. And then he had a very, very interesting dream, and this was a point where, we could come to basically a kind of this remedy was through dreams. He says that I fear insects a lot, like bees and ants. And he get dreams that I'm trapped in a bee swarm, and they all ants or they all are, they're trying to bite me, but they can't. I'm unable to get up. In my sleep, I feel it so much, but I'm unable to get up. And what kinds of those bees or what he sees, those insects, they are black colored. I don't know, they're bees or ants, but something like that. And I'm very scared of bees. And they can they in the past also they have stung me once or twice in the when he goes to this nanny's house. They were the ones who had actually bitten him, and then he was talking about those which he sees that in the dreams also, as if they're yellow colored bees which had stung me also, and I see them in my dream also, as if they are emitting the light. And this Vespa Crabro, if you see, I'll show that picture. They are like these yellow colors, dark, like bright yellow with these black stripes on it, and kind of, looks very, very attractive. Yellow color. Some bees-like creatures. And then what did we do? Because he was unable to, kind of um, completely explain, we kind of showed him, just put it in Google that a bee or an insect with yellow and black kind of thing, and we showed him that actually that thing, so that it is the source that he was talking about, and if we can get the confirmation. And he said yes, that is the one that I see it, and it's kind of stung me also. And that time we were like very, very sure of the remedy. And so to go further to individualize what is the feeling in the dream, they fall on me and my whole upper body gets crushed. You see again the language, crushed. Okay. Other dreams like traveling in a train, I fall from the train. We are at station and everybody boards the train, but I am left behind. And kind of he had some physical generals with tangy, spicy kind of craving, sweets also he likes, milk products he likes. And the important thing about the height, he was constantly obsessing that, I want to look good, I want to increase my height. Currently, he was almost good height, not that bad. And then he wanted to look good. I should have, good body, good abs kind of. And that appearance was something which was very important, which also we saw. And we gave this Vespa Crabro to him, and he really did very well. Within a month, his anxiety reduced, his constipation reduced, the burning sensation which he had that reduced. Hmm? No dreams. He didn't see any dreams of these kinds of bees and anything. No fearful dream that he had, and he did very well. Almost was there in till the time 1 year. He's doing much better, and his parents are now our patient, and with knowing that he's doing still much better. So that remedy still really, really helped him. Hmm? And they look something like these: the Vespa, the wasp that we call. Hmm? So common name is wasp. Let's talk about now the remedy and how they're prepared. The live wasp are put it into bottle. They have been aggravated by shaking, and then the remedies are made with the alcohol. The very important characteristics of these wasps, is how they kind of, sting. That is also very important. These species, how they sting, and what is the action of this sting on the body. That will be the major kind of a sphere of action of these remedies. Hmm? And these kind of insects, they have been long been noted for the characteristic manner in which they sting their prey or any other insect or a spider in order to provision their nest. So how they do? So what they do, they prey when they sting, the prey get paralyzed, but they remains alive. Okay, and in the preserved condition for a period of several weeks, they keep it like that. Not until the mother hornet or the wasp has provisioned her cell, she will lay her egg, and this she does upon the immobilized body of her victim. So she used that, the victim or that prey of his. And then what happens on that? She closes that cell from outside. And what happens? The eggs which is hatched in that kind of a cell and the larva which comes out from the kind of that cell, immediately that proceeds to feed upon the food which is left in that cell. So how they think and kind of survive and help is seen. And by the time the freshly preserved victim is consumed, the still immature wasp or hornet has formed a little cocoon inside of which development is completed so fast. It will happen so fast, and then it emerges as an adult from it, and from the ground they can come. So you can see these kinds of nest, that they can make. So in case of the social hornets or wasps which live in the community nest, a young fertilized queen is the only one that lives through the winter. Okay, so they only the queen survives, and then approach of the cold weather, other things, other larvae or the insect, they die. And what happens? The queen of that whole entire group, it hibernates during the winter, and in the spring they from the hibernation they start to form a new nest. And look at the nests, that how they make. It's kind of made up of paper which they produce themselves by chewing this wood pulp mixed with their own saliva. And you can see this, such a organized and such a interesting kind of a nest that they make. So what are the important in the characteristics or the indications of this remedy? Mainly is the burning pain, and these burning pains which are better by vinegar is very important key. All kinds of skin complaint like urticaria, wheals, inflammation, all sort of skin complaint will be able. And the important sensation will be as if the hot needles are there, stinging is there. So very good remedy for inflammation of the eye with baggy swelling of conjunct. Also can act on the urinary organ where there is a burning. Most of the remedy will have most of burning kind of a symptom, but in Vespa it is very more like Apis or Cantharis. Also, female reproductive system is also much affected with Vespa. Good remedy for affection of the left ovary with tenderness, frequent micturition, sacral pains which extend to the back. Hmm? We say, no, these kinds of proverbs generally as mad as hornet, stirring up the hornet's nest. So that kind of anger or the irritation can be seen, very angry kind of individuals that we see. And also, they're kind of, they look very attractive. So the wasp waist is something, in fashion industry, we use that to make some silhouettes, to represent the fashion or the appearance or the slenderness. Yeah. So they are also related to this. So the attractiveness, looking good, anger, they all come up with this. You see, in Massimo writes, ailments from anger and vexation, theft from, flying, feels over, negation, restlessness, tendency. comes in Vespa. These are all rubrics where Vespa as a remedy is there. You see a lot of restlessness, sadness, then thinking disagreeable, which are thought which are persistent, unconsciousness, coma, weeping moods, lot of anxieties are there in abdomen, in stomach, which is felt, which we can relate to our patient, right? Brooding, capriciousness, death presentiment of, a lot of delusion that they're going to die, dreams of animals, dreams of children, danger, drowning, snakes, threats that we can see, water, very excitability, excitement also are there, fear, forgetfulness. Then horrible things they affect profoundly. Then impatient, idiocy, indifference, apathy, pleasure too, indignation, lot of irritability, muttering, night aggravation, pain aggravation. Many of them we are able to see in our case, right? Quarrelsome, restlessness, sadness, taciturn, sleep during. It was there for our patient also, right? Thoughts persistence, skin. So there was this case Burnett has shown, where there was the case of a female who had this tongue which is entirely filled up with buccal cavity, so much of swelling which was there, and this kind of the case, the symptoms which were there, they kind of represents this skin symptoms of this remedy. So there was diffuse and deep-seated peculiar sensation as if harpoon was sticking deep in and were drawn on. Cold chilly sensation were there, as if pierced with red hot needles, as if about to suffocate. Then there were, along with this, there was shoulder pain, joints were sprained, as if dying, piercing kind of a pain like electric shock. Better by cold water applied, but then later it become worse. Better by vinegar, aggravated by motion. Clinically, it's a very good remedy for the hair complaint like alopecia, then enuresis, fainting, spasms of glottis, indigestion, edema, lot of ulcers, ovaries, vertigo, ophthalmia, a lot of eye complaints, all kinds of inflammations of the eyes. Herring has proved this remedy and brought. So in this, especially the vision, which is growing dim in the right eye, eyes are turning red, twitch, swelling and puffiness of the lower lids. Eyes are nearly closed 2 or 3 hours after stinging. Then injection of conjunctiva on the right eye, itching of the eyelids, itching and redness in the eyes. Then chemosis of conjunctiva, redness of the conjunctiva, baggy swelling around the conjunctiva. So all kinds of eye symptoms, skin symptoms, female reproductive symptoms will be there. And how do we differentiate spiders? Spiders are also, kind of restless but in spiders, the movements are more of a rhythmic kind of a pattern which will be there. In insect, there is no pattern. They are very impulsive, sudden reactions they will. In the spiders, there will be more of trapped kind of a sensation that you will be able to see. But in insect, more of restlessness, sexuality, sudden manifestation, those will be there. As compared to insects, the sexuality and the kind of the relationship with the partner would be much more at a milder level in spiders than the insects, because they will have many relationship, polygamy. But spiders at least will stick to one-to-one relationship, and they can have kind of a disappointment from the partner, or unrequited love which we see in tarantula, and the kind of a behavior that they see. So this kind of a difference we can do when we have to differentiate the spider and the insects. And then I thought it is good to have some understanding of the other remedies of the insect. They might not be just for the from the Hymenoptera, but other things which we can see. So where another important remedy from insects will be Culex musca. Okay, again the burning pains, skin related thing. There will be lot of scratching which is there. Hmm? They are similar like Apis, but not much jealousy like Apis will be there. They're very quarrelsome, impatient, and kind of patient, people who will does not want to work. Those kind of symptoms will be. And it's a very good remedy for headache and sudden vertigo. Mumps. This is also indication. Then Formica rufa. This is a very good remedy when you have insect themes and then invertebrates, insects, and insect qualities. Where there is arthritis, better by we saw in ants, no, in the initial differentiation, all those hierarchy and no interest and boring life, kind of a robotic behavior, all of that. And in Formica, there will be arthritis, which is better by rubbing. Biting kind of a pain will be. Acute rheumatism, so Formica rufa will be a good remedy. Renal pathologies will be there, like albuminuria. And a very good remedy for nasal polyp, if it is an insect case and you have this kind of a pathology. Coccus cacti, we know that this is a very good remedy for a cough, no? There is a regular paroxysms of whooping cough. So, paroxysm, there will not be just one paroxysm, there will be multiple paroxysms. So, very good remedy when there is a cough in alcoholics who are addicted, and the kind of cough which is a ropey mucus and cough with ending with vomiting. So very good remedy for children, no, where kalibai is also there, ropey stringy kind of discharges are there. We can think of this remedy. Depression and sadness, which is aggravated in the morning, waking up, this is a good remedy. Hmm? Then has affection on the uterus a lot. So forms lot of clots, large clots, uterine hemorrhages. It's a very, very important remedy for that. Hmm? And uric acid diet. Then Blatam orientalis, that is mainly the Indian cockroach. So asthma, this is also very good remedy for asthma with obesity. Kind of ascending and exertion aggravate. Along with asthma, there will be more of dyspnea, night aggravation. When you see that arsenicum kind of a picture, but it fails, you can think of this remedy. Hmm? And the mind looks like more like Nux vomica kind of, they're very abrupt, sudden, snappish kind of irritability. They need a lot of appreciation, a lot of lewdness, uh, and obscene kind of talks, very rude, and also they can be more very hysterical, so emotions can cause spasms. And Blata americana is a good remedy for dropsy, generalized swelling of the feet. Then limenitis it's a butterfly remedy, good for the allergic diathesis. Lot of confusion which is there. It's an adult form when butterfly is there. So a lot of confusion. And this remedy is to do lot with love, showing the affection, friendliness, wanting to meet people, kind of bright color, that vivacity will be there. An adolescence issue. Just go, meet, enjoy, have fun, no limit, very heedless, does not want to take a responsibility like medullinium. So those kinds of uh, differentiation in the insect remedy, I thought that would be very, very helpful. Yeah. So I think with this I finish my the entire presentation. I hope it is helpful, or if you all have any questions. Okay, thank you. If you all, maybe we can share the recording, you all can go through it again, see the case, how are those themes and manifestations in the patient. Okay, I think that will give you more clarity. Okay.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, madam, thank you very much. It was a very nice presentation. You gave a very clear understanding of the entire remedy. I would just like to ask one question. For further understanding, what are the source books that you would recommend, or else which repertory would give? Because you showed a list of rubrics. So which repertory would give
Yeah.
the same
So
for more understanding the remedy?
yes. So in terms of more understanding, there are books which are available from Dr. Shankaran. The software Vital Quest has a lot of information about insects and their mode of attack and defense and all. The repertories which I showed was more complete repertory, which is there in the Synergy software. There are other repertories like reliable repertories and other like Kent's. All of there you can get these rubrics. So you all can follow those repertories or simple Kent repertory also if you can see the updated version.
Okay, thank you very much, madam.
Yeah. Which chakra? I don't know much about the insects and the chakra, but maybe I'll find it out and I can maybe talk about it next time. It looks like more in the, because it is more of the primal stages. So it more looks like, the female reproductive systems are affected. So to relate to the either first or the second chakra. Okay then. Yes, we will share the recording. So thank you all for joining. I hope it was helpful. If you have any other questions, you can write to us. And we have an entire 1 year long course where we are talking about all different the classes and orders of animals. All these insects we have already covered. We have done spiders. We last time we did sea creatures. Then we are this time we are going to do crustaceans and mammals and reptiles and birds. All of that in very detail and all the themes with cases. So I highly recommend all of you to join if you have not registered for it. You can contact Asmita if you have any questions related to it. Okay, so thank you all. Bye bye. Have a great evening.